So Marvel Rivals is out, and right off the bat, it didn't look great, but I gave it a chance. Surprisingly, it doesn't actually suck, and it has some insane libtards triggered. So the mentally ill leftists are having a meltdown over this game, mainly because of the various character designs that appeal to the male gaze. To be honest, that might be the best part of the game for me. It's refreshing to play a mainstream game nowadays and not see some ugly fat lesbian. Nobody wants to play The Last of Us 2 or Horizon Zero Dawn. They want games like the Resident Evil 4 remake, where you play as the badass action hero who saves the hot chick. And I predict that the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 3 remake will be just as awesome. The original MGS3 is the perfect example of what I'm saying. Who wouldn't want to play as a cigar smoking, bandana wearing war hero who is James Bond meets Rambo? This is simple human nature. People like seeing attractive people in games. It is just a fact. And when you take it out of the game, nobody wants to play it. Just look at the once kick-ass Mortal Kombat. It started off as a franchise ready to break all of the rules. Violent gameplay filled with bikini-wearing warriors and dudes like Van Damme. Then they shilled, and look where we are now. It is the exact opposite. Every female character in Mortal Kombat has to be covered from head to toe, not showing one bit of skin. Yet Johnny Cage and Jax are still shirtless to this day. It is a double standard, and it's been proven time and time again that nobody likes it. Let's just embrace the truth. There are women who play games and read comic books, but mostly these are for men. Why the hell do you think people read 90s X-Men? Do you really think fans like a character like Psylocke, for example, because of her personality and her writing? Nope, not at all. And the same goes for a lot of these characters. So personally, I love seeing people getting annoyed over this, and I appreciate that Marvel Rivals is embracing the true nature of these characters. So one of the main pieces of evidence of people losing their crap about Marvel Rivals is on the Socialist Gaming subreddit, where some nutjob posted up about the male gaze and the lack of diversity in the game, even going so far as to reply to people insisting about diversity and white people. First of all, you need to put down the soy milk and stop being retarded. Second of all, this game is beyond diverse, almost to the point of being a little bit woke. I know I might get some slack for this, but it has to be said. Yes, the game is pretty base for letting you play as badass dudes and hot babes, but also people are leaving out one of the most annoying parts about the game. So Iron Fist is in the game. You know, the blonde-haired, white-skinned Danny Rand? Oh wait, he's not here. Instead, we got some Chinese guy cosplaying as him and making snide remarks about the real Iron Fist.
The immortal Iron Fist has arrived.
I know Iron Fist, kid. You're not him.
I am now. And if you need solid proof, my fists are glad to deliver.
Is an obvious reference to Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee is awesome. But if you wanted to have a Chinese guy who knows Kung Fu, just put Shang-Chi in the game. I know he might be a different version of Iron Fist, so it's not a total race swap, but still, the argument stands. You could have even had Danny Rand Iron Fist and Power Man as a duo in the game, and then have Shang-Chi as well. We didn't get any of that. Instead, we got this guy pretending to be him. And also, can I just mention, he's a pain in the ass to fight. You could call this a nitpick, but is it just me, or is the roster in this game pretty crap? Like, who in the name of God is Luna Snow? Appearance-wise, she's not too bad, but what is she actually from? Same with the forgettable Penny Parker. And although I do think she's great in the comics, Mantis should not be in this game. And don't even get me started with that dumbass shark. Where the hell is Daredevil, Ghost Rider, anyone from the Fantastic Four? Come on, these characters have been around since the 60s, and all we can think of is a cute shark. All I'm saying is, as development goes on, we need a better roster, or this game won't last long. I've also heard people saying that Namor might be a race swap, just like in the horrendous Black Panther 2. Now, I'm not sure on this one. I'll probably have to take a second look, but the most I've ever seen from Namor was in David Michelinie's excellent Iron Man run, and I'm pretty sure he was white, or at least had white skin. Little side note, if you haven't already, you should definitely read those Iron Man comics, because they are some of the best superhero stories I've ever read. After reading it, Iron Man became one of the best heroes at Marvel in my mind. But unfortunately, many people don't know of this version, mainly because of movies and games like Rivals that keep on straying further away from the original design and character of Iron Man. Anyways, as for the gameplay, it's just simple arcadey fun. Nothing new really, but maybe a bit too similar to Overwatch, just minus the cringe fanbase and the shoehorned in lesbian characters. Overwatch was just a trash ripoff of Team Fortress 2 that was a far more iconic and awesome game. But in my opinion, Marvel Rivals is better than Overwatch. It just needs some time to add in more characters, and for the love of God, make it easier to unlock stuff. All of the best comic accurate skins for characters you have to pay for. Magneto, Rocket, Psylocke, Wolverine. If you don't pay the money, you're just stuck with these crappy skins that look nothing like the character. Speaking of Wolverine, why didn't they just have his normal suit as the default skin? Instead, he looks like one of those weird dated redesigns from the 2000s. And if you really want a hot take, Steve Blum is good, but he's not the best voice for Logan. The best to ever do it was Cal Dodd from the 90s cartoon, and I will die on that hill.
Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible.
Also, you can do the fastball special in game, which is really cool, except for the fact that you have to do it with Hulk instead of Colossus. You're telling me Colossus couldn't make it into the game, but his little sister Magic could? Also, Wolverine has about 10 different looks that you could add into the game, but he only gets a few, where Black Panther on the other hand has like 5 skins. The dude literally wore the same costume for 50 years. How does he have 5 skins? And it's the same with the Punisher. Frank Castle has had many different looks. In the War Journal, he had that awesome bandana look, or you could just add in his classic trench coat. But nope, we got this tactical bullcrap. I won't get into all of this now because it is an entirely separate rant, but this is a major problem with the Punisher. He isn't some psychopathic tactical vest wearing chump. He is a direct rip of Paul Kersey from the amazing Death Wish films. A man wronged by scumbags puts on a trench coat and walks the city streets, armed with an arsenal of weapons. Everything of the Punisher nowadays gets this wrong. Like the Netflix show is an abomination, and whoever wrote it never read a comic book, and it shows. And also, screw Garth Ennis for depicting Irish people stupidly and making Frank Castle a lunatic. Anyways, these are all nitpicks really, except for the Iron Fist thing, or maybe Namor. Look, it is annoying that this game isn't without fault, but overall, I count this as a win, especially when you have libs seething, begging for less male gaze. Not a perfect game, but definitely fun, and it could be great if we got a few more characters, like Cyclops, Rogue, Gambit, Silver Surfer, and maybe even the real Nick Fury. So although this is attracting a horde of normies that know nothing about these characters, I'll give it a pass. A little bit of a different video, but if you agreed, let me know. And if you disagreed, go complain to your boyfriend.